All right, thank you, Matt. That airline ticket you're thinking about buying is also a binding contract. You may want to read what's in that agreement.
If your flight ends up getting diverted, for example, even because of weather, you may not be entitled to get a ride from that airline to your final destination. It happened to one passenger earlier this year. Wink News reporter Christina Popp joins us live now at RSW. Christina, you've been digging into the legal side of this.
That's right. I spoke with a lawyer who told me it's all technically legal and in accordance with the United States Department of Transportation. But he also said it's not technically right or reasonable for their flyers. Next time you fly, you might want to read the fine print.
Definitely read the policies.
One traveler flying Frontier recently found out the hard way that a plane ticket isn't just a piece of paper, it's a contract. And if you're not careful, you could unknowingly agree to land hours away from your intended destination, with no legal obligation for the airline to get you the rest of the way.
I would be disappointed.
Would somebody be there to pick you up?
Probably not.
It's called the Sister City Policy, meaning your plane ticket can say Atlanta, but you can be rerouted to Norfolk, and it'd all be considered the same destination.
I would hope it would never happen to me.
If you look at it just from a strictly, four corners of the contract kind of a point of view, what they're doing is completely legitimate.
But Attorney Thrush says there's more to it.
Contracts also have built into them, or built into contract law, a requirement of reasonableness. I live in the Baltimore region, and they can drop me off as far north as Portland, Maine, and call it a day.
Thrush says most people aren't trained to read the fine print, but if you're booking travel for a child or an elderly family member, it's important to understand exactly what you're agreeing to.
You've got a 10-year-old child, and you got to send them to visit their grandparents in Florida, and they get diverted, and they're stranded in an airport. What I would say to people is, know what the contract says. Like, know what you're responsible for. Know what your obligations are and what their obligations are.
And in the most recent incident, Frontier offered to rebook that traveler's flight, but the traveler and her family declined. But the key takeaway, though, is to read before you book. Live at RSW, Christina Popp, Wink News.